Hi everybody, welcome to lesson 2. um, well, I hope that you are all doing really well. Oh, sorry about that. I had a very long day, but I would like to do this video tonight so that you can have it tomorrow. We are doing lesson 2 tonight, and lesson 2 is a little bit more advanced than lesson 1. Each week we are building on what we've learned the previous week. So it's going to be a little bit more than last week, but not difficult yet. I think from chapter 3 onwards, things are going to get really challenging and interesting at the same time. I don't want to say challenging because sometimes that word scares people, but I think it's going to get more interesting. As always, my baby monitor is on, so if I hear the kids calling me, I'm gonna have to run, but I'll come back. So this video might be in 2 parts depending on that. Okay, so let's start. I mentioned in one of the comments, I think, or somewhere, unfortunately, this book is very old, and I'm not sure if it is available still even, but when you do this exercise, you must follow from the screen. To scan this exercise will be so many pages, simply because it's an instruction screenshot, and it goes on and on and on. So it's about 40 pages, and to put that anywhere or to attach that or so will be so difficult. But I'm gonna see what I can do. But if you follow from the screen, or if you have a second device that you can follow from, or watch YouTube on your phone while you're doing this on your laptop, I think it will work as well. Also, there's the plagiarism issue, which means that we can't really just go ahead and give textbooks or scan books, but I think this will be okay. For the homework and things like that, I provide that. And I think if I'm able to locate one or two of the books I used to have, of the same books I used to have, I will happily borrow them to you, and you can just use them. But let me first see when I go back to my office. I haven't been back in a long time. But I'll have to go to my office one of these days. So I will go and see what I can find over there. So let's begin with tonight's lesson. We're going to add our title. The title for this exercise is Silver Dollars Stock Club. And the subtitle is Portfolio Summary. Alright, so we're going to go and select cell A3, and that is going to be our stock. Alright, in B3 we have the word symbol. So these are what we call column headings. And then of course row titles is what we will enter underneath the columns. Okay, now the next one should be the date, but I'm going to leave the date because I'm going to show you why. I wonder where I should show it. For example, I'm just going to use a little bit of this spreadsheet here at the bottom. This is an American textbook, and they give it to you like this: 12/1/2004. Now, I know the year is 2004, but it's often difficult to tell, is the first one the day or is it the month? Now, for those of you who are familiar with American formats and things like that, you might be able to tell me, oh no, the first one is the month and the second one is the day, or so on. Okay, so let's say I enter it like that. Okay, so it should technically be to 1 December 2004. Okay, so if I go and I change that to South African date, okay, so I'm going to say English South Africa, And let's say, for example, I'm going to ask for it in words. Okay. It doesn't want to do that. Okay, so let's try another one. Date. You see, it just doesn't make sense. So if I try and say, okay, to convert it to the USA English for me, okay, I'm going to click on United States and I'm going to ask for it in this way, 14 March 2012. It's going to not do anything. So it is really difficult to convert dates, okay, especially if you're using South African format and this program is USA, and so I'm deciding to leave that open. Okay, so if you want to use dates, or if you have to use dates in a spreadsheet, make sure that you either type it out or you use the same format as the package. But I'm not gonna spoil my evening by using dates. I'm just gonna continue, and I'm gonna say shares. Okay, now we're gonna enter a 2 or 3 line heading. You do it like this. You say initial, Alt, enter. So you hold Alt, press enter. Then you say price, Alt, enter. Okay, per share. Okay. Then my next one is going to be initial, Alt, enter, cost. Next one, current, Alt, enter, price, Alt, enter, per share. As you can see, it's one cell, but it's got 3 lines in the cell. So every time you see that, you can just use Alt, enter. So I'm going to say Alt, enter, current value. Next one is gain slash loss. And the last one is percent, Alt, enter, gain, loss. Okay, don't worry about those S's. Okay, the reason why I'm saying don't worry is because later on we are going to adjust our column widths, so it's going to fit automatically anyway. Alright, so now we need to populate this table, and as always we're going to enter a couple of things. So I'm going to start here in A4 and I'm going to enter Apple computers. Don't worry about it going over to the second block. Remember, it is not in cell B4. It is just going over the line. It's very much still in A4. Okay, so the first one is Apple computers. The next one is AT&T. Citigroup. Comcast. Google, Home Depot, IBM, Merck, Sprint, Nextel. Yeah, and underneath that you just have totals, average, highest, lowest. Okay, so you can already tell what we're going to calculate. Okay, in symbols, these symbols are actually real symbols. Okay, so if you were to go and check out stock prices for these, you will find them. Okay, so the first one would be APL, the next one is T, the next one is C, CMCSA, Google will be WGOOG, HD, IBM, MRK, and S. Alright, shares we're going to enter 440, enter 870, enter 960, enter 380, enter 920, enter 770, enter 990, enter 950, enter 560, enter. Okay, so all this information is given to you. So we are going to have a couple of columns with information, and the rest we have to calculate ourselves. So now we're going to go to initial price per share. That would be 65.59 to 8.71. Just mentioning that you will see I say point, but it looks like a comma. Depends on your software. Yeah, I'm entering it as a point, but it is actually like a comma. So it's my decimals that you see over there. 49.46, 33.62, 390.32, 34.54, 74.08, 42.125, 17.79. All right, and then the current price is the last column that will be given to us. 82.99, 27.99, 44.675, 41.39, 492.55, 31.72, 81.47, 38.34, 21.18. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so these things you get. So now we need to calculate the rest. Okay, the first thing that we're going to calculate is the initial cost. So the formulas, I always tell my students, you don't need to memorize formulas because this is not a mathematics class. This is also not a class where I'm going to see how well you can memorize formulas. No, this is to see if you can use the formulas that I give you. So you don't ever have to memorize certain formulas. Okay, so the formula for initial cost is shares multiplied by obviously initial price per share. Okay, so you're going to click inside E4 and you're going to type an equal sign. Then you are going to click in the shares, which is C4 multiply the initial price per share. Okay, so that is going to be your formula. Equal sign C4 multiply D4. Enter. All right. So you get an answer there of 28419.60. Okay, let's go to current value, the next one. Current value. That would be equal sign shares multiply with current price per share. Okay, then we go to percentage gain or loss, or just gain or loss. This one, that formula is going to be current value minus initial cost. Okay, and then the percentage gain or loss. Okay, whenever you see that, you can know there's going to be a division of some sort going on over there. All right, equal sign. Okay, and then we are going to H4 divided by, is that the correct one? F4, but we are using another one. So in this case, it was F4. Initial cost would be now E. Okay. The reason why I'm doubting my formulas is because I left out the date column. So the formulas in the book are a little bit different. They obviously include the date column. Okay, so there you have all your values. Okay, now do you get the rest of them? You never have to calculate them 10 times or 8 times or whatever. So you just do the top one and then you copy the answer down. And since you already have, or since you have all three of them here next to each other, you can just select them all like this, drag them down, and there you have all your answers. All right. You will notice there are some negative values in there. That's because that would be a loss. Sometimes you make a profit, sometimes you make a loss. Okay, now we're going to calculate our totals. We're not going to calculate, are we calculating the share total? No, it doesn't look like it. So our totals are going to start here with initial cost. Right, so we're going to say equal sign sum. Okay, and now you select your values or your range, okay, which would be E4 to E12, and you get your answer. Okay, now we skip one. Current price per share, we don't calculate that one. Now instead of saying equal sign sum blah blah blah, I'm just going to select the auto sum button and it is going to calculate my totals for me automatically. You really don't have to enter the formulas every time. Alright, so let's go to the average. Average, very easy. Let me first, obviously we're going to do it, we're going to start the average here. So equal sign AVER to get you started. Here you see average, and now you will select your range. Please make sure not to select your totals because that is going to give you a very different average. Copy along. I don't think I need to do the last column, but anyway, we can just delete it later. Okay, what is highest? Maximum. So you just say equal sign max. Right, double click on your function and select. Press enter and drag. Remember, don't select your totals. Lowest would be minimum, equal sign min, double click, select, don't select the total, enter. Alright, so we have now determined quite a few things. Alright, in the, let me just look quickly, which cell is that? In this cell, the formula is going to be equal sign I13, so it's going to be H13. Okay, now I need to work back. So I13 in this one would be gain or loss, yes. So if I'm going to say, it's going to say H divided by, and then I'm going to say F13, in this case, F13 is the total for F13 initial price, no, initial cost. Yes, so initial cost over here, the total for that I put in here. Okay, and there I get a different kind of value. Okay, so we have now determined all our values and we've entered the averages, the maximum, the minimum, and I think we've calculated what we needed to calculate. Alright, let me just page on. The next step will be to format our spreadsheet, and I think that was going to be part 2. Alright, so for today, my kids are calling, so my video is going to end here.